Hello everybody. So again, I'm gonna be trying to teach you guys all how to roleplay and stuff like that. I got my good friends over here doing this with me and stuff like that. So the first thing that you're gonna notice is I actually have my map on and the player overhead display. Alright, a lot of people, they actually sit there and try and turn off the player overhead display through, I believe it's this right here. Where does it say it? Player overhead display off. That actually literally does not do anything. Alright, as you can see, it's still on. Alright, so in order to actually do that, let me just change that real quick. But also turning off my radar. The HUD, honestly, what that controls is the money and the rank. It actually just shows you the money. So I always keep that on. Let's see. Just because. But to change the player overhead display, you go into the online options, and then it's the fifth from the bottom. Just turn, or not that one, right there. See how it says name? None. Now, I don't see anybody's names. I then see those things. If they weren't in, you see over there how he's not in an MC? There's no little V or P over his head. That's because he's not in an MC. But because they're all in MCs, you see that. You see how now he no longer has it because he left his MC. Alright, so with all of that being said, so now that the radar's off, the player overhead display is off as well. This is the vehicle that I use for the police officers, and then this is the outfit. The outfit is honestly subjective. As long as you guys have like a shirt, body armor, and pants like this, then that's fine. I use the Chapter V12 because I then allow the civilians to use whatever vehicle is in the game. Alright? Because the Chapter V12, it's able to honestly keep up with a lot of the supercars and sports cars and stuff like that, and we're actually able to have good pursuits. But if you're sitting there driving around in like the regular NPC sheriff's car, then, you know what I mean, I could go and I could trick out the Sultan that I find off the street and rip past you, and you're not going to be able to keep up with me. So that's the reason I use this vehicle. It's to allow the civs to actually use the vehicles that they owned and worked for in GTA, you know. With all of that being said, I'm going to walk over how to do a pullover, how to investigate a pullover and stuff like that, how to sit there and talk and stuff like that, and I'm going to be pulling over Colt over here, so I'm going to go ahead and tell him to get in his vehicle and stuff like that, and then I'm going to go and pull him over. Right here, this is a really good place that like a lot of people do radars and stuff like that. Oh, he just ran the stop sign, so now I'm gonna go and, oh shit, get hit by a train. Nope, but now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and pull him over. So I'm honking my horn because I have the cop horn on it and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and pull him over. So I then call out to my radio, my dispatch. I'm like, hey, this is OG 101 to dispatch. I'm gonna be attempting to pull over a green truck. We're over here on whatever road we're on. Grand Scenario, it just says Grand Scenario, does it? Because we're not on the road. We're just a little bit east of Yellow Jack on the triangle on Route 68. Just kind of let them know where you're at and stuff like that. The reason I do that is because if, say, I go out and I try to start talking to him, he pulls a gun out on me and shoots and kills me, nobody's going to know that I died until a cop tries to actually figure out that I died. You know what I mean? Until someone calls 911 and says, hey, dude, there's like a dead cop over here, da-da-da. You know what I mean? So you always let your other officers know what you're doing and stuff like that. That way they can actually be like, okay, well, he was last seen in this area. I'm going to go figure that out. All right, but now that I have him pulled over and stuff like that, hold on one second. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry about that, I had to turn off my notifications. Alright, so now that I have him pulled over and stuff like that, I'm going to let dispatch know, occupied ×1. Obviously, I'm just assuming that because I'm not able to see through this back window. And then I'm going to come up to him, I'm going to be like, hello, sir. The reason I'm pulling you over is because the speed that you were going, and back there on, I don't know what road that is. Sorry about that. But back there on that road, you ran the stop sign and stuff like that. Can I get your license and registration, proof of insurance? He can do many different things right here. He can sit there and say, fuck you, cop, and then take off. He can sit there and do a lot of different things. You know what I mean? But if he's going to sit here and just roleplay that he's going to give me his insurance and stuff like that, and he's just going to get the ticket, then he's going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so now, give me that information. Thank you. So the way that I do it is I have people act out what they're doing in the character and stuff like that. So now I'm going to be role playing that I'm on my computer and I'm checking the database. All right. So on the computer and stuff like that, there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. So when I sit there and I search the person's name, it's going to be like a CAD system. Okay, but the way that I do the CAD systems, the way that I run the CAD systems, is I allow them to have a personal, whatchamacallit, a personal thing. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say, I run your information, what comes back to my information? He can sit there and say, oh, I have a warrant for this, that, da-da-da-da. I have traffic violations in the past that I got tickets for and stuff like that. He can sit there and say many different things. The car's stolen, the car's this, the car's that. So there's something that you can go ahead and do with this. When I was up near the vehicle, did I hear or did I smell any drugs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so don't say the sir, just have it be no, yes. Okay, so because I'm asking like the database, I'm not asking your personal character, and so you need to always stay in your character's like whatchamacallit. So like when I'm sitting over here and I'm not able to hear you, then like obviously I'm not talking to you directly. But so now that that's all done and stuff like that, then I'm going to ask him, so are there any warrants out for you?
Nope.
Or is the car registered?
Yep.
Is the car insured?
Yep.
Okay, so everything comes back clean and clear. All right. So with that all being done, okay, so now that he's done that, so now I'm going to write him a ticket for running a stop sign and speeding, and that's going to be the end of this traffic stop. So I go, here you guys go, here's your information back and stuff like that, and then that's pretty much going to be the end of it. But as a cop, you can sit there and you can ask like stuff like, hey, where are you headed tonight, where are you coming from, where are you going, and try and figure out what is going on and what they're doing, you know what I mean? Because in real life, like, cops actually do that. Hey, like, what's with the hurry, you know what I mean? What's with the rush and stuff like that, you know? Because sometimes you can have a legitimate reason for you to be rushing, you know what I mean? Because honestly, if you're rushing for like no good reason, you're like, oh, well, I'm just racing to race, you know? I'm just going fast to fast. The cops are more than likely going to give you a ticket. But if you're like, yeah, sorry about that, freaking, I'm just trying to rush, and my daughter's just called me and she got suspended from school or something like that, you know what I mean? The cop is going to be a little bit more lenient to stuff like that, but not at the same time, he might not be. That's all officer discretion. So then I would sit there and I'd come back to him and I'd be like, hey man, so here's your ticket back, or here's a ticket. It's not an admission of guilt. It's just sitting here saying that you're going to go and get it taken care of through the court system, all right? And then I give all the information back, and okay, just go ahead and sign the bottom of that paper though. Okay, so there we go. So now that that's all done and said, now that's fine. You guys. Alright, so now that is how you do like your regular traffic stop and stuff like that. Now he's free to go and he can go about his business, alright? That's how to do regular traffic stop.